Namaste, I'm Jyoti, founder, director of Ajanta Vihara Institute of Spiritual Sciences. In my last video, I had spoken about frozen trauma. If you've been watching my videos, you would know which one I'm talking about. In case this is the first time you are visiting our YouTube channel, you're listening to me, then please do go and listen to other videos, and most importantly, to the one that is on frozen trauma. This is an extension to that video for you to understand how you can deal with this frozen trauma. It's a 6-step method, and these are the 6 steps. These are very basic 6 steps. Depending on what kind of trauma you are having, maybe some of you might not even realize that you're having a trauma, but because you have listened to that video, suddenly there's a thought process and you're wondering, if certain kind of traits in your personality, certain kind of behavioral patterns, certain kind of your reactions, certain emotions that keep recurring in you are a result of frozen trauma, or maybe you are carrying some kind of a physical ailment, you are suffering from some physical pain, some health condition, or you've been suffering from anxieties, depression, panic attacks for a long time, and now after listening to the video you feel that maybe this is frozen trauma. You've not been able to figure out till date what's happening to you, or maybe you're already aware, but you're tired of all treatments and tired of living with that condition, that pain, that emotion, that side of you, that personality trait reactions. So if you're here, for sure, you're looking for your healing, and uh, I think that's a very commendable step, because the first step is to believe that you need healing. The first step. Step 0 is when you start looking for such things, because you're looking for awareness, to understand yourself better, to understand what's happening to you. So that's really a wonderful thing that you're doing. So let us once again have a little recap to understand what is frozen trauma. If you are having recurring pain, physical pain, if there is an emotional issue like a depression or anxiety, or sudden panic attacks, or sudden breathlessness, or sudden dip in your energies and dip in your mood and all, then there is a frozen trauma there. If you're having, say, for example, you're having spondylitis, right? And you're wondering, how come I have a spondylitis? Or maybe your justification is that, oh, my mom had it, or my dad had it, or somebody in my family has it, and so of course I was going to get it. Sure, that's one way of looking at it. Second is to ask, have you carried that trauma from generation to generation? Has it been passed, um, onto you through the energy genes? Like how we have genes, we have our energy genes. Essentially, everything is energy, right? We are 99.9% energy. So your genes are also carrying majorly the energy, and so energy is exchanged or transformed. So if there are trauma bonds between you and your mom, and your mom and her family members, her ancestors, her mother, her grandmother, same with your father, then it will get passed on. So maybe you're carrying your own trauma, or maybe you're carrying a trauma which is secondary trauma, which means it's a result of somebody else's trauma. And because of your relationship with them, because of your bond, your attachment to their pain, your attachment to them, you have been absorbing it, or you had absorbed it, and it kind of became now a subconscious trigger for you. So it's actually their trauma, but it's become your subconscious trigger. So these might sound very complicated things, when you're listening to these for the first time. These might also feel like things that you don't want to believe in because these don't make sense. All this energy transfer, emotion transfer, trauma transfer from your grandmother, great grandmother, ancestors. But it is a fact, and you can choose to believe or you can choose not to believe based on whatever awareness you currently carry. So go ahead and not believe, or expand your awareness, work on your awareness, start reading a little more. There is so much information available out there, and this is not just information as thoughts of people, or thoughts of people who are just practicing alternate healing, or people who are just into meditation, or people who are you know just sharing their personal experiences. There are proper stats available. There is proper research available done by some of leading professionals in the area of healthcare, doctors, medical practitioners. So go and look up and expand on your awareness so that you are able to receive it better, whether it's what I'm bringing to you or whether it's somebody else bringing to you something. So I think it is important to expand your awareness if you're finding a resistance to what I'm saying. Now let's try to understand how we can deal with all these different kinds of frozen traumas, right? If it is physical, then maybe it'll help for you to get some tests done to know to what extent the trauma has manifested itself as a health condition, as a situation, as a something that your body is going through inside out. If it is emotional, still maybe it'll help for you to get the test done. What is most important is to not get caught up with various jargons or various explanations and all. If you can keep yourself detached from all kind of explanations or tags or names that, oh, you have this condition, that condition, and just accept that, okay, there is something that's happening to my emotional body, or there's something happening to my physical body, and I'm going to allow myself to heal from this trauma, whichever way it is coming out as, then it helps. But if you feel you're somebody who gets really impacted by all the information that comes to you about your health, your well-being, then maybe it is advisable for you to first start this and then go into your mainstream treatment, or simultaneously do it. Allow yourself to open up to what I'm bringing to you. At the same time, keep getting tests done, keep your treatment on. This is no way interfering with that. This is no way stopping you from doing that. And that, of course, that treatment, whatever you are already doing or you're planning to take, is something that can, I'm sure, accommodate a little more of energy work, right? So step one is for you to be kind to yourself. So step number one, be kind to yourself. How are you going to be kind to yourself? Yes, you have to keep telling yourself, I'm going to be kind to myself. I am going to be kind to myself, which means I'm going to love myself a little more. I'm going to understand my worth a little more. It helps to look into the mirror, as I've shown in the last video. Do the mirror exercise, look into mirror, talk to yourself, write it down if that helps, writing down things about yourself that you're really proud of. Or it is simply to give yourself 10 minutes in meditation. Sit down in meditation and actually talk to yourself and say, I'm going to allow myself life that is abundant, life that is happy, and life that is healed. And do the breathing exercise. There are many breathing exercises that we have shared in our podcast. So our channel carries all these. You can look up and do any of these breathing exercises. Do it before sleeping, do it when you get up in the morning, do it any times of the day. You can do combinations, you can do just one. But as you start to breathe in, be very, very mindful, be very, very aware. Keep telling yourself every breath taken is a new life for me. Every breath taken is a happy life for me. Every breath taken is a healed life for me. These are the conversations you're having with yourself because you're choosing to be kind to yourself. So when you decide to be kind to yourself, just the words don't help. You have to feel. You have to feel that kindness towards yourself. Kindness is a feeling, it's not an action. Of course, action supports your feeling, right? But it's an intention, it's a feeling, it's a thought, and then the action happens. So allow yourself to feel uh, that kindness towards yourself. Once you allow yourself to feel, then you will see a shift. If you're just using it like a chant, as if you have to just memorize it and say it, it's not going to work. Then you're not being kind. In fact, you're being very unkind to yourself because you're putting yourself into a routine that you're not comfortable with. You're trying to push yourself into a habit that you're not comfortable with. So uh, allow yourself to feel that kindness towards yourself. That's step number one. Once your step number one has happened, that little bit of conversation with complete kindness, that is when you accept your pain. Accept your pain after being kind to yourself. Because if you go into accepting or dwelling into your pain before you being kind to yourself, chances are that either you will stay in that victim space that you've been into, where you're feeling so sorry for yourself, for the world and life and everything else being unfair to you, or you will get sucked into it. You'll get stuck into this space if you're already not into that. So it is important for you to first allow all the kindness, experience that love, and then get into identifying the pain. When you're identifying the pain, it is very, very important for you to be very authentic to yourself, very true to yourself, be very honest, and uh, maybe write it down, maybe record it, on your phone, but be very honest, be very authentic and say, okay, these are the things that I have, these are the physical things, and these are the emotional things. If you feel that you need to do a further categorization of it as to what is the cause of it, if you feel it's your unhealthy lifestyle, put it out there. But don't entirely blame it on a healthy lifestyle. Unhealthy lifestyle can be a major part of it, but that doesn't mean it is the only reason. Because it is very important to ask yourself a question: why do I have an unhealthy lifestyle? What is it in me that is needing this unhealthy lifestyle, that craves for this unhealthy lifestyle, right? And of course, there is a trauma there which is pushing you into an unhealthy lifestyle, whether it is dependency on alcohol, dependency on substance, dependency on social media, on validation of others, approvals from others, getting into overeating, eating unhealthy food, craving certain kind of food, or could be anything. So it is very important to understand that any aspect of your unhealthy lifestyle is a result of some deep-rooted trauma, which is making you crave attention of either a person, certain group of people, family, certain lifestyle, certain comforts, certain validations and approvals. Okay. So it is very, very important to be authentic to yourself and say, okay, these are my pains, whether emotional or physical, or my personality trait, because that also gives you pain, isn't it? You behave in a certain way and then you feel bad about it later on. That's pain. So put all that down and then start to kind of um, identify the sources for this. This is happening because of this. I feel this is happening because of this. I've gained weight, maybe because of my unhealthy lifestyle, or I have headache because of my a hormonal imbalance, whatever. Just start whatever you understand. And if you have any inputs from any doctor that you're seeing, or your medical reports or whatever, put that. And so that supports, as to what's happening to you in a much more logical and tangible way. Once you have identified the known sources to you, then allow yourself to also say that these are the known sources of my pain, right? Various pains, whatever you have. But I am aware. I would like to come into awareness that there are sources which are still not known to me. And these sources are these deep rooted traumas, which I am maybe not even aware of first. If I'm aware, maybe I am in denial of it, or I have chosen to ignore it, right? Whatever it is, I would like to connect with that trauma, that source of this pain, whatever is happening in my body, multiple pains or whatever. So that's accepting. Then step number 3. So what is step number 1? Step number 1 is to be kind to yourself. Step number 2 is to accept your pain and identify the known sources, as well as accept that there are unknown sources. Step number 3 is to set the intention. What is the intention? The intention is that I want to heal. A. B. I can heal, right? C. Healing is possible. I want to heal. I can heal. Healing is possible. And fourth, most important, is I can heal myself. Now, that's the most difficult one, because that is where we get stuck. We are so used to being dependent on others that we don't realize that most of the times healing happens by self. So try it. If you cannot, at least stick to the first 3. Once again, what are the first 3? I want to heal. I can heal. Healing is possible, right? So step number 3, set intention. These are the 3 most important intentions that you're setting. And when you set this intention, you already start your subconscious programming. Your subconscious 92%, right? That's going to take it into your cellular memory. But guess what? There's already something sitting in your cellular memory which is going to push this intention out. And what is that thought that is sitting, or a group cluster of these thoughts for such a long time? Because those thoughts are coming as a result of your frozen trauma, right? Those are the ones that are holding your frozen trauma together. Those thoughts are already in your cellular memory, and these are going to resist replacement. These are going to resist this new intention that you are bringing into your cellular memory. And those thoughts are, maybe I'm destined to be in this suffering. There's no hope for my healing. I don't think it's possible through alternate healing. I think I have to go in for medicines, like only medicines can cure me. Or maybe a thought that tells you that I'm not that lucky to enjoy complete abundance, or feeling completely deprived of love and carrying a thought that says, I will never get love. I will always be misunderstood. I'll always be misjudged. I'll always have lack of love. My life is lonely. It'll always remain lonely. Suffering is part of my family DNA. My ancestors had, so I am having it. My family is having, so I'm having it. There could be a lot of negative thought clustered together, as a mass sitting into each and every cell of yours, in your cellular memory, in each and every cell, which will push this intention out. So Every time you set an intention, you also have to tell yourself, I'm ready to release all the past, all these stagnant thoughts, because these don't serve me anymore. I want to have a new reality. So, with setting intention also comes believing, and believing comes in thoughts. So, thoughts are the one that either allow you to believe or take away your belief system. So first is always setting an intention followed by thoughts. What kind of thoughts are coming into your mind? What kind of thoughts are you experiencing, as moods, as emotions, as just thoughts, as a result of these intentions? So be very, very mindful of what happens after you set an intention. So once again, going into the 3 steps. Step number 1, be kind to yourself. Step number 2, accept your pain, the sources known and unknown. Allow yourself awareness of the unknown sources, or at least accept it, even if you're not able to know. Step number 3, set the intention. What are the 3 intentions? First, I want to heal. A. B, I can heal. And C, healing is possible. And follow it up with positive thoughts, because every thought is a reality, right? So that is how replacement in your cellular memory would happen. Step number 4, as I said, thoughts. These thoughts are going to help you challenge your belief system. So actually sit down and do this exercise on a piece of paper. Start to write down, or use your phones to write down. Write down, what is my current belief system which is not letting me follow, or letting me believe, or letting me practice the first 3 steps. What is my belief system that stops me from being kind? Is it something that I've carried as a part of my family's collective belief system, which says, oh, we are born to suffer, or my mom, dad suffered, their grandparents suffered, so my parents believe that they're going to be suffering, and now I'm suffering, and it's going to get carried forward? Is that the belief system? So ask yourself. For step number 2, are you not able to accept your pain? You still are into that space, where your mind makes you believe that you're the victim and everything happened to you because of others. I know it is hard to accept that most of our pain and suffering is because of us, how we respond or react, and how we get attached to the pain that others have caused us. So of course, people can be very mean, people can be very hurtful, people can be very insensitive, people can be very cold. People use words to, like swords, to rip you apart, right? But and it is right to feel hurt. It is we are human beings, we're going to feel all that emotion, but how long do you hold on to it? How long are you attached to that pain somebody gave you? How long are you attached to fear that came as a result of their action, their inaction, their behavior towards you, their coldness, their meanness towards you, is what causes suffering. And that is in your hand. To stay attached to pain and to stay attached to fears as a result of all this insensitive, cold, mean, experiences that are coming to you through others. Uh, that staying in that is entirely in your hand. That is what brings suffering. So sit down and challenge your belief system. Trust me, it's not easy. It's not like a switch, okay, I'm into belief system A, now I'm going to go into belief system A. It doesn't happen. It's going to be a very difficult process, because mind is not your conscious mind. Your fears are not going to let you. Your attachment is not going to let you move from that belief system, and you'll keep going back. So you'll take a step forward and you'll realize, oh my God, 10 steps backwards. And your ego will not allow you to believe that you've taken 10 steps backwards. You'll continue to believe that your belief system's better, because you've gotten used to it. We all get used to habits, isn't it? So step number 4 is challenge your belief system. Take 1 at a time, take 2 at a time. Don't try to shake up your whole belief system out there, all those multiple layers of belief system. Otherwise, you'll start to get very confused about your identity. You'll start to lose your calm, your patience. You'll start to lose hope to heal. So start with something that you feel you can control, and not something that needs to be controlled by your environment, which of course involves those who have hurt you, those, who are these voices in your head. We always carry voices of others, and most of the times our head gets so cloudy with these voices that we are not actually able to understand what that little voice of ours is telling inside, was that little flickering light inside us is telling to break through. And all these voices coming from outside become this dense, dark mass of energy. So challenge your belief system, which you can control one step at a time. So now, once again, having a recap of four steps to your healing from frozen trauma. Step number one, be kind to yourself. Step number two, accept your pain. Step number three, set the intention. Step number four, challenge your belief system. Step number five. Step number five is to do breathing exercise, because when you do all this, then it needs to go inside. And how are you going to take it inside? You're going to take it inside when mind is most receptive to receive it, to accept it. And when does that happen? When we breathe in. When we breathe in, mind automatically gets into that mode that, oh, life's coming in, and you feel happy. And that's why breathing shifts our modes. Breathing lets us release a lot of stagnancy of emotions. Our mood shifts. Do 10 counts of breathing and see how a shift happens in your mood. In fact, you will start to feel your blood circulation improve. Maybe you were carrying a headache that will start to come down. Maybe you had constipation that will start to open up. You'll find your skin eventually glowing. You'll start to get so many compliments from people. Your sleep will get better. Just simple breathing, right? And when I say simple breathing, it could be your regular normal breathing, but then you're aware I'm breathing, and you're telling yourself I'm breathing life, I'm breathing healing. Or do the deep breathing. Deep breathing is really, really effective. And if you can focus on 10 counts of deep breathing also, it helps. Once again, bringing into awareness, there are a lot of breathings that we have posted as our podcast onto our channel. You can go and look at any of these breathing and help yourself. So, step number five is the breathing exercise. The more deep you go, a lot of people refer to this as a belly breathing, which means the breath is coming from the lower abdomen, filling up all your body upwards. And when it fills upwards, you'll also feel the vibrations going down into your legs. Breathe in deep, hold your breath as long as you can. You're breathing from both the nostrils. Hold till the time you can. If you can hold it only for 2 seconds, don't feel bad. You will increase the time duration slowly and gradually. Where there's will, there is way. So keep holding on to your breath. And when you're not able to, contract your stomach and very, very slowly exhale. So inhalation on the count of four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on to your breath as long as possible. Exhalation, contracting on a count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do it as many times as possible. Minimum, if you can do it for 10 counts, that will help. So inhale, hold, exhale is 1 count. And you do 10 such counts. For other breathing, please do check the podcast. You will be able to understand. Our Insta also carries a lot of different kinds of breathings. Or write to us and we might be able to, help you with the breathing. Sixth and the last step, but the most important step, is the affirmation after the breathing. Because when you are doing such deep breathing, your chakras, your energy vortexes are aligning themselves, right? And also your prana is increasing, because mind is just telling that life is coming in, life is coming in. So mind is allowing the body to receive as much as possible. So prana is coming in. Of course, prana is flowing in when you breathe in, and you're receiving prana from everywhere else, but consciously, because your mind, is aligned to your body. your prana is able to get charged in a much better way. So that's why you feel that surge of energy. And that is the best time, because your subconscious and conscious mind is aligned, your physical body and your energy body, your emotional body is aligned, and that is the time you receive it best. And so that is when you set the affirmation. What is the affirmation that you need to set? For now, let's just go with one very simple one. What is that simple one? When you take the breath in, tell yourself, I'm choosing to. So go with normal breathing first. And while you are breathing normally, start having a conversation with yourself and say, I'm choosing to detach myself from all the pain, mine or others. I'm choosing to detach myself from all the fears, mine or others, as I'm choosing to heal. I choose my healing over my suffering. Once you have said that, let's repeat it again after me. I am consciously, willingly, intentionally choosing to detach myself from pain of my own and others. I'm choosing to detach myself from fears of my own and others, as I am choosing to heal. I am letting go of all the suffering. All right. Now, once you do that, then you start your deep breathing, which is, of course, your belly breathing, comes from the lower abdomen. When you take your breath in, tell yourself, I am choosing to breathe the energy of abundance, energy of healing in. I am breathing energy of healing in. Or to make it much simple, if you want to, when you're breathing, just say, let the energy of healing come in. Hold your breath. When you're holding your breath, just let yourself know, I allow this energy to go to my cellular memory. And when you exhale, just let yourself know, I'm exhaling energy of suffering. Inhaling energy of healing. Hold and tell yourself, let this reach to each and every cell in my body, into my cellular memory. Exhale energy of suffering. Do it as many times as you want. If you can do these 6 steps to your healing before sleeping, and when you get up in the morning, at the time when you're just waking up or just sleeping, because that's when your subconscious and conscious is aligned. When you're half asleep, half awake, it's going to be very, very effective. So what are the 6 steps? Step number 1, be kind to yourself. Step number 2, accept your pain. Step number 3, set your intention. What are those intentions? A, I want to heal. B, I can heal. C, healing is possible. Step number 4, challenge your belief system. Step number 5, breathing. And step number 6 is the affirmation. I do wish you a beautiful healing journey, irrespective of what you have. Trust that this is going to work. For some of you, it might show magical, effects in 72 hours. For some of you, it might take a week. For some of you, it might take 21 days. For some of you, it might take 90 days. For some of you, it might be a little longer. But believe and trust that it is going to happen, and you are truly deserving of this abundance and this healing and happiness. Lots of love and light to you till we meet.